And I'm back with more episode Aigis. Got some time and an inclination to spend more time with Akihiko.
Hey. All right.
Masters of Strength, huh?
Hey.
Oh, shut up, game. Little light reading's not too bad every now and then. Helps you keep your mind sharp.
Yeah.
I get it, game. I get it. PlayStation, stop. Some ideas are hard to grasp when you're stuck in your head. Seeing them written out in words on a page can help you understand things from another angle.
By the way,
You remember that conversation we had with Amada, but sticking to a training regimen? I basically told him the confidence you build from completing milestones will see you through future hardships. I was so sure of myself, but there was this nagging doubt in my head questioning the effort I put, and this was all for nothing.
give me a break.
Having more confidence in yourself is just easier said than done. Do you feel the same? Would you say you're confident in yourself?
Yes, exactly.
Good answer. First step to building more confidence is to have the right attitude. As for me, well, I'm not sure what the answer is myself.
I think.
All I know is I can't stop pressing forward, or else all that blood, sweat, and tears I shed would be wasted. All the effort I put in just goes down the drain. I can't let that happen. Those days I spent training have to mean something. The same thoughts were running through my head last year, when we fought by his side. Yeah! Oh yeah!
I appreciate it.
Thanks for the talk. Getting that off my chest really helped get my head straight. I'll make it up to you in the next battle. Yeah! Cool. And he's level 53, so we're working with Yukari and Koromaru right now. As we're working through Ptolomea? Yeah, it was Ptolomea.
Hi.
Yes! Let's do that. Let's see. Oh, yes. Made ever so much more progress with, Metaphor. And, not a whole lot. I guess you could say I got through the demo and the first dungeon.
Okay, let's go.
Not a whole lot else, to be fair. And biggest thing is Hulkenberg is in the party.
With my sister like this, even when we're not exploring.
I like her.
Hmm,
Ooh, finally get something different looking.
oh, there's a treasure chest.
Cool, we finally got a different looking environment. But Hulkenberg is nice. It's pretty rare to see the female paladin or female tank.
Koro-chan's been going around in circles for a while now. I wonder why.
I've seen that pretty rarely. The most notable time I know was Morag from Xenoblade 2. Because female tanks and female endurance, I mean, Aigis specifically as well, Aigis and Metis, I guess, fit that as well. Because it's so rare to see that. Because traditionally, the females have been the weaker classes or the healer classes and shit.
Let's go. The enemy looks tough.
Ow.
I can do this.
So it does help, I think. What's also good is just the idea that
Now then.
I don't think that Repentasio suffers the same
In this situation, I won't lose.
clichéness as Persona tends to.
Flashing won't work. Don't bother with swords.
The way I mean it is because the actors are different and more British
Summoning.
in origin than normal, Americanized stuff. There does tend to be a little bit less of...
No, flashing won't work. Don't bother
There
with
just
swords.
tends to be less
Focus.
about it. And I do think that there is a concerted effort to not make it romantic, to not make it
Let's
cliche, to not focus on the... I mean, the social link aspect I haven't yet to experience, so I'm still going to be dealing with a lot of it. So I'm wondering if that's going to be where the comedy and the jokiness and all that stuff is going to happen. I don't think it will, though. And no, not to say it's boring. I mean to say it's not as jokey.
dodge the attack. What is this one? Something else.
It's so hard to beat this fucking guy.
Don't
God
bother
damn
with
it.
swords. Persona.
For fuck's sake. Really, dude?
The enemy team, sister. All squadron. Forward.
But it doesn't lack for... It doesn't lack for intensity. So I will give it that.
Now
It just seems kind of in the same way, say, Final Fantasy 16 would do it.
what next? Isis.
Because Final Fantasy 16 was also, like, pretty intense and self-assured and not very jokey. I think it's interesting. I'm having a hard time trying to describe it and fight a tank at the same time. Because it's not really doing anything that it's not doing anything that you haven't seen before. And I do find that important. A lot of the
Horomaru-san has found a point to descend.
a lot of the way it proceeds is the way Persona 5 would proceed. The dungeons, the time constraints. It even kind of tells you the deadline rather than saying, this is how many days you have. No, this is telling you the exact deadline. Almost like bounty hunting in a way. And doing so in a manner that keeps you, you know, like you would with the game, you know, it keeps you on track. It's giving you enough little things here and there, little breadcrumbs to say, okay, well, you do need to get through this dungeon pretty fast. You do need to do a thing. Or you run the risk of failure. So the failure state, if you don't complete the thing in time, you know, that's still in effect. That's always kind of been Persona's thing since 4.
It's our advantage.
Um,
I'm still setting up. It'll take a little more time.
because Persona 3 mainly did it as you need to be at this stage before you get wrecked by a boss, as opposed to, don't do this, you fucking die, and it's game over. There is an important distinction to be made there. Persona 4 was the one with the deadline game over. That's where it started.
Now, my wish will become my strength.
But,
I will protect my sister. Good work out there.
I'm curious to see where the poison mist, really? What a weird thing. What a weird thing for her to want to get. I'm probably gonna end up regretting this.
Done.
I'm probably gonna end up regretting that in those situations where I'm gonna need the poison. But
Haven't seen the sky in a while, which is kind of a strange thought to have.
hit the thing. The odd thing that it goes into, hey, by September or whatever, you need to be the highest ranking official with the highest rated public opinion. That is a weird take on Persona structure.
3 targets. They're weak, but don't get careless.
Because it's such a weird choice to make. To say, we will only grant you the skills of the king or the whatever if you do. If you are the one of it's elected officiating. It's democracy in a video game. Ow.
This is my. No, I'm still setting up. I can do. It'll take a little more time.
So it's kind of awkward that it's like, you've got 3 months to determine the biggest fucking skill set of the whatever.
It is time. Something else isn't good on this one. You'll have to try something else. Persona, engage.
It reminds me kind of like how Fable 3 would do their version of it. In a different way, because I remember with like Fable 3, you had this bit where if you played really nice with people, you had less money. If you played very angry, you had less public opinion. God damn it!
What should I do? I think I can use it now.
I think that's the best way I would describe it. It's tough to describe how ReFantasios work, because nobody is meant to be nice. I think that's the important distinction here, is just because you have public opinion on your side does not mean that you're a good person. Because obviously the main evil bad guy is the main evil bad guy, and they've established that person already. So it's really weird that they go and add this secondary effect of, hey, we have this reason that you cannot attack whatever, or you will be stopped from doing so. Assassinations and killing people and whatever will not be tolerated on my watch, so I will ever be watching you by this like Majora's Mask looking fucking thing in the sky.
Three targets. They won't know it hit them.
Oh no. God damn it. Hopefully this works. Oh, I got 2 of them at
This
least.
one, Koro-chan. That took out 2 of them.
So all I can really gauge on things is what I've seen so far. I don't hate it. It's just different. That's the best way I would do to describe it. It's just different.
Now, this is my wish.
And I'm hopeful it's different in a positive way. Because, as stated, I don't think I don't think I find the environments as interesting because it's a standard JRPG setting. So it's one of those things where you have to dig underneath the hood and see the characters, because the characters themselves are interesting and what they're going through is interesting. Because the environment doesn't really speak to anything all that interesting. I don't find Grand Trad or any of the other environments or any of the dungeons as exciting so far. And that probably is due to the fact
I think Koro-chan found something.
That is probably due to the fact that, yeah, I guess you could say the Persona or the modern-day Tokyo vibe of things isn't as exciting when you have every single Persona game or almost every SMT game in some
I feel a bit uneasy.
dead-ass version of Tokyo.
Sister, anatomy.
Or, say, Yakuza is based in Tokyo, or Yokohama, or Hawaii, or something.
It's a strong one. Be on your guard.
But I also know that fighting dragons, fighting whatever, you know, doesn't excite me as much. I was never, like, excited when playing, say, Final Fantasy 1 through 5, because it was castles and dragons and whatever. I was only ever excited when it was kind of like pseudo-real life. Like a different take on sort of modern day, or say Final Fantasy VI's steampunk, if that makes any sense. That's why this stuff with Tokyo, metaverse, modern day, that stuff excites me to an extent. And I don't mean like futuristic, though that would be something else. But like, say, the way Xenosaga did the future, that was soft science fiction. That's fine. Space opera, stuff like that. That's cool. You know, space fantasy, space opera stuff. But I would also like something like a Final Fantasy VII or a Final Fantasy whatever that was more like, say, Ghost in the Shell, Psychopaths, something like 30, 40, 50 years in the future with higher end technology, but still kind of like this, if that makes any sense. Going back and doing an SMT game or doing a style game like this in an old school JRPG probably gives them a little bit more to work with, but it's also a bit backwards thinking, because it's two sides of the same coin. You're giving yourself the chance to do something a little different because you're not set in the modern day. And that's why I kind of like with D&D, I've never liked setting it in like old school, because I don't understand middle age concepts. I don't understand the old-timey fantasy world stuff. I'm more attuned to modern day. Even if it's a bit of more of an escapism and a challenge,
Look,
you know.
Look, a treasure chest.
Because I like Dragon Quest. But there are times when just doing Dragon Quest doesn't excite me. Because it's like, what is exciting about this world? Is there anything new and exciting? So I'm a little curious how ReFantasio's world, aside from, ooh, a giant meteor with a face on it.
I think Koro-chan found something.
I don't know if that's going to be any different than any other fantasy setting that's been around ever. That's why the characters have to mean so much more.
Shadow spotted. What's the plan?
So that's why the characters, again, that's been Persona's strength, or
Let
SMT's, well, not
They aren't
SMT.
much of a threat.
The distinction here is Persona versus SMT. There is a difference. In SMT's case, it's been the world building and the desolation. In Persona, I don't give a shit about the world they're inhabiting. I care about
You can count
the-
on me to take care of this.
the characters because there's so many.
The best move.
And Persona focuses in on the party members and their struggles within said world. There is a difference. So Fantasio has to kind of skirt that line of saying, do we just want to ape the Persona model, the character-focused model, or do we want to be the more macro level? And that's where that basic-ass, straightforward JRPG fantasy setting, medieval fantasy, is going to struggle.
Don't underestimate me.
Because with modern day, you have the march of technology, you have all the other weird shit that
I'm
you
doing
can
better than ever.
vibe into. There's way more hobbies, so there's way more things that you can set a character's, like, issues. Because that's what people are dealing with. They're dealing with issues in the world. So I think the way they're going around it is by focusing in on the racist aspect. Different tribes in the world and why that's such a big deal. So I'm hopeful that that is their mechanism for building characters.
I'm still setting up. It'll take a little more time.
Because that could be an interesting mechanism.
Shall I take charge? Ready to go. Give it to me. Okay, I got this.
So I'm hopeful that now that, like, the first dungeon is out of the way, you know, the world building and the characters can expand a bit more. The academia and archetype stuff, that's SMT fusion stuff, you know, in a different way. You know, building character bonds, archetypes, you know, they're switching around the summoning stuff for the character builds. Which is fair.
We did it.
Again, I'm trying to judge it not by being Persona, but when the game is so...
I think I'm getting stronger. Maybe not as strong as I used to be, but it's something. We just have to keep pressing forward and put an end to this.
I mean, it is fair and unfair to judge a game just by being Persona.
Wind isn't good on this one. You'll have to try something else.
Because again, it's the makers of Persona 5 making a game with Persona 5 skin on it in a different way. It's mixing in elements of traditional Final Fantasy games or traditional Dragon Quest games to their model and trying to do something different. So it's kind of tough to not go back to that as a crutch.
Successfully avoided.
But I think after a while, I think it'll stand on its own.
That's the best move.
Because these are my favorite games. I have an affinity for this style of gameplay and this style of game stuff. But I do think the modern setting and the modern style characters and the whatever do add something that I don't know if Fantasio is going to keep up and excite me with as much. So I'm curious to see if I'm going to keep that opinion. As far as day-to-day dungeon crawls and stuff, I mean, I didn't find the first dungeon all that exciting. Again, it was...
Now I can support you all even better.
Oh, thank God. I am so glad I have this. I've been waiting for that forever. That means I can escape whenever. Thank God. I know this episode's been me kind of trailing on and off, spur of the moment. But I think it does make sense because Persona's strong point has never been its dungeon design until 5. I mean, it just hasn't.
Sister, an enemy.
And I don't think there was as much excitement in this one because
They aren't much.
you didn't have all the fancy phantom thievery junk and all the jumping around and doing weird shit with the environment that you did in, you know, that you would have. It was mostly going around and fighting dudes, but you could fight dudes and, you know, if you hit an enemy, you can immediately avoid the fight. So there's quality of life there that is still engaging. So the quality of life is better because instead of me trying to fight every single enemy, if I don't want to, or if I'm higher level, I automatically just run past them and kill them and gain the experience. So that's a little easier to deal with. So it's going to be a slicker experience.
Haven't we seen that door before?
So it's going to be a wait and see approach, I think. But positive signs so far. But let's get this Monet door. Ah, it's not.
Should I scan on this enemy?
Here we go. There! Now he's a puddle of deep.
No shadows detected.
Bark!
Oh, hello. Hey. Thank you.
Well, I mean, she does do wind, I guess. I would have preferred just smacking harder, but whatever. Alright. So, we'll finish this up. So let me get down to floor...
Oh, there's a treasure chest. Could it be?
Greedy. Oh, ooh. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, they brought it back.
Yes. What?
Okay, good. Nope. Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Ah! Damn it. Ah! Ah, you fuck.
Okay, then. Let's see.
Well, it worked, I guess.
We better watch our step. Oh, a treasure chest. I love walking with my sister. It's a shadow. Looks tough. What are you thinking?
Okay, so this wasn't a end floor.
The enemy looks tough.
I thought it was an end floor, but I'm wrong.
You think you can see me?
You're hurt.
Now's the
Have
time.
healing?
Come first, Persona!
Thank you very much. It is time.
Wrong path.
I'm still setting up.
What should I do?
It'll take a little more time.
Persona!
It's a strong one. Be on your guard.
Maybe next time.
You dodged it.
In
Way
this
to go,
situation,
Dennis.
I won't lose.
Thank you for your support.
Here I go.
It's a strong one. Be on your guard. How can I help my sister?
This is my wish.
It's a strong one. Be on your guard. Woo!
Goop. Goop.
No shadows detected.
Ooh.
No one can stop me and my sister.
Alright. Alright. Should almost be done. Ah! Ah, fuck you. We're in the way. Rude.
We got the advantage.
Fish lion wheel thing.
Don't get careless.
Yeah.
I have to do this.
Persona!
Yeah. Splat.
Exceptional strength.
Here we go!
Yeah.
Firing at the
Ow!
Attack ineffective.
Ah, shit.
Let go. That's the last one. Target destroyed. That's it, Aigis.
Oh, you're helping me, you know. Oh, come on! Hit my dog.
That's a win for the team. Good job, everyone. That was great, sister.
Oh.
I wonder if it...
Okay, so there's a boss here. And then a teleporter here. Okay, cool. Perfect spot. Alright. I'll do my stuff off camera. So, switch out. There we go. And we'll get to everything in the next episode.